Broadcasting from Cincinnati, you're listening to the Ringside Reporter podcast. All the news from the world of boxing right here.
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you.
Now, here's your host, Eric Lorda.
And we are live. Welcome to the Ringside Reporter show, where we talk about the latest boxing news. If it's related to boxing, we'll talk about it right here. My name is Eric Lorta, and I'm here with my co-host, Joe Habib. We got a great show for you today, and if you want to call in, 570-530-8316. Let's get started, Beeb. The fight of the weekend, Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn, 12 rounds middleweights. Chris Eubank Jr. wins a unanimous decision over Conor Benn, 116-112 on all three scorecards. I had the fight 115-113 for Benn, but, you know, honestly, man, I can't argue either way, man. I thought Benn was busier. I thought he landed more of the significant shots. I thought he buzzed Eubank a few times in the fight. Those body shots that he was hitting mid-fight, mid-rounds, those left hooks, man, were killing Eubank. But, man, as the weight issue, you know, where we are, we talked about this big weight issue. You know, 147 versus 168, that's a pretty big disparity. And it looked like Eubank was able to wear him down, especially in that toward that last round. He looked like he was, I don't know if he was, Beeb, you had mentioned this too. I don't know if he was in danger of going down from shots as much as he was just fatigued.
Yeah, he was just tired,
exhausted, man.
Ben looked exhausted. And, watching this fight, the first three rounds, I thought Eubank looked a tad bit flat. Some of the explosiveness is gone from Eubank, obviously, and you can argue was part of that because of age, part of that because of the weight. But as the fight wore on, like starting in round 4, he started getting that jab working, and that's one area where they were really separated was the jab. And I'm not a punch stat guy, but Eubank outlanded him and outthrew him in every round. Mm-hmm. And the one punch that stood out was the jab. Like he threw almost 3 times the amount of jabs and landed almost 3 times the amount of jabs that Conor Benn did. So I think one thing that was really nice with Eubank was the jab. And then he started sneaking in that chopping right hand. Now the punch for Benn was that short left hook, and you could see the swelling on Chris Eubank's cheek as a result of it. But once again, as the fight wore on, you know, both guys started to adjust a little bit, and Benn, I think, was loading up with one shot, and he started throwing that left hook wide, and he wasn't landing it with as much success. So I think Benn was a little bit too wound up. You know, we already talked about how he kind of fights emotional, and sometimes when you fight emotional, you expend a lot of energy, you expend a lot of adrenaline. But this was a very entertaining fight. And when you're watching the fight, you're not sitting there counting punches, so who knows?
No.
But one thing I could tell was I was noticing that every time, even in the quiet moments when there wasn't a lot being landed, Eubank just kept touching him. And I think the judges saw that, you know. And then, you know, rounds 11 and 12, he was like putting shots together. He was running combinations on him. And when you look at these punch stats, they're outrageous. Like the last 2 rounds, let me take a look here. These punch stats are nuts. The last 2 rounds, Eubank threw 109 punches in round 11 and 122 punches in round 12. And he landed 52 in round 11 and 57 in round 12. So
that's a lot of punches.
Yeah, I was surprised when watching this fight.
I thought I would have bet money that Benn landed more shots. I really would. Yeah. I mean, he just looked busier throughout the fight.
I thought the power shots were close, but the one, like I said, it was the jab that separated them. I felt, and
a lot of people felt that same way because you had it. What did you have it?
I had it a bit wide. I had it 117 to 111, but
I had it 115, 113. Yeah. The judges had it 116, 112. And a lot of people that I saw had it the same way, much the same way, 116, 115, but all for Eubank.
Yeah. I think Maestro and I had it 117, 111. But here's the interesting thing, Eric, and I talked to you about this before we started. The judges agreed on 7 rounds, and of those 7 rounds, 6 of them agreed with that Eubank won, like 6 rounds. They all agreed on the 6 rounds that Eubank won, and the only round that they agreed on that Benn won was round 3. So that was very interesting. So it was round 1, 4, 5, 6, 11, and 12.
Right.
Like there were 6 rounds that the judges all agreed with unanimously that Eubank won those 6 rounds, and the other one was the third. So then you say to yourself, you have the swings, and one judge did give Chris Eubank 8 and 9, where the other 2 didn't give Chris Eubank 8 and 9. I think a lot of people.
So break it down. You got your card. You got your card on you, right?
I absolutely do. Yeah.
Let me see if I can find mine.
Yeah. So 8 and 9. One judge gave it to Eubank. So, but then that judge, let me see here. The one judge that gave Eubank 8 and 9, he didn't give Eubank 7. So if he gives Eubank 7, because I thought that was the round that Eubank clearly won. The other 2 judges did give. So if he gives Eubank round 7, then he has it 117, 111 like I do. And then one judge actually gave Eubank round 10. Where I thought that was probably outside of round 3.
I gave Benn that round. Yeah, I gave Benn that round. I gave 11 and 12 to Eubank.
Yeah.
I gave round 1 to Eubank. 2, 3, and 4 I gave to Benn.
Okay.
5 I went to Eubank. 6 went back to Benn. 7, and then I thought this was a big, 7 I gave to Eubank. 8 and 9, 8, 9, and 10 I gave to Benn.
Okay.
And then 11 and 12 to Eubank.
See, where you differed from a lot of people is, what did you say you gave round 6 to Benn?
I gave round 6 to Benn, yes.
Yeah, most people gave that one to Eubank. Who did you give round 5 to?
That one I gave to Eubank.
Okay. And you gave round 4 to Benn as well, which most people gave that. So so that's why you came. Yeah. But if you look here in the average fan scorecard on BoxRec, 100 people scored it. And even they agreed on the 6. They agreed on the same 6 rounds.
Yeah,
that the judges did. But the one thing was, one judge actually gave Eubank round 10, and so I thought round 10 was a clear Benn round, and I thought round 7 was a clear. Did you give round 7 to Benn too?
Let me see here. Round 7, yes. Round 7 I gave to Eubank.
Yeah. So 2 of the judges gave round 7 to Eubank, but 1 gave it to Benn.
Yeah.
So I'll be honest with you. So
it was a tough fight. I tell you, it was a tough fight to score, depending on what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean,
again, hey, that's just what I saw. I mean, like I said,
you saw what you saw. That's
saw what I saw.
You scored the fight how you thought it, how you wanted to score, how you felt it went.
And I guarantee, like, if you sat down and scored it today, you're going to match more with the judges. You know what I mean? That's why I don't score fights a second time. I only score them once. And
I wasn't going to score it again. But if you can make an argument that, well, Beeb, why did you give him like 8 and 9? Because a lot of people gave Benn 9 and 10, but they didn't give him 8, and that's how a lot of people came to 116 and 112.
Yeah, I mean, you saw what you saw, though. It could have been the shots that did more damage. It could have been any number of things. You thought he dictated a certain way. I mean,
if I flip 7, 8, and 9, I have it a draw. If I just flip 8 and 9, I still have Eubank winning 115 and 113. So
it was honestly, this is one of the best fights I've seen in a while. I mean, it really was. I mean, you think back, you don't see fights. You don't see, like, there was a lot of hype in England about this fight. There was a lot of hype around this fight.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to see it. I don't know that you wanted to see it either.
We didn't want to see it.
We didn't want to see it.
Announced. We thought it was a joke of a fight back in 2022. But just like with Mayweather and McGregor, we thought that was a joke. But once they start promoting it, these guys are good at selling these fights.
Man.
Maybe I'm just a sucker, or these guys are good selling these fights.
When he hit him with that egg at the presser, remember when he hit him with the egg at that presser? And then you're like, man, this is getting heated, man.
And I'm a huge Chris Eubank. No disrespect. I don't dislike Conor Benn, but I'm a huge Chris Eubank Jr. fan. I'm a huge Chris Eubank
Senior fan. I love Chris Eubank Senior.
I love the Eubank family. I just get a kick out of them. And I'm so glad. I was like so happy. I was thinking maybe Senior would show up, but I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say I was not sure.
I didn't know either. It sounded like there was a fallout in that family or something like that. I wasn't privy to what was going on behind the scenes, but I know there was something going on.
I'm gonna mark out right now. I literally had fucking goosebumps when I saw Senior. When he
Oh,
got
it was
out of that
amazing,
van,
right?
and then when
Oh, man.
I was you could tell Senior had the weight of the world lifted off his shoulder. He was so happy standing on that podium with his son. I was so happy.
Yeah, I agree. Aaron Daly, thank you so much, my friend. We appreciate it. He said the judges were horrific in the Eubank versus Benn fight. They robbed me. Congratulations, Beeb.
He bet me.
Oh, did he? Is that what he did?
Yeah, he was gonna bet. If he did the super chat, he bet me a pie bet. You don't have to do the pie.
Yeah.
The super chat's fine.
All right, nah. You do the pie. That doesn't cover it. That doesn't cover the bet. You do the pie.
Please. Or he may have said, Beeb, you do the pie, and if I lose, I do the super chat.
There you go. Okay, well, there you go.
I can't remember.
There you
That's
go.
probably what he said. That's
good stuff.
You know the memory's gone.
Say, tell me about it. We're getting older. We need that ginseng or whatever it is.
That's right. Ginkgo biloba.
Yeah, I tell you, it was good. It was good to see Nigel there also. Nigel Benn there.
And then it was even better to see Senior and Nigel hug.
Yes.
And then
I get the feeling those two are like Sugar Ray and Hearns, where they just don't like each other. They're never going to warm up together. They're never going to be friends. They're never going to be. They got respect for each other, but that's where it ends. They're never going to get Christmas cards from each other or anybody like that. And I wish it was the different. You know what I mean? I really do.
Was that the best ring walk you've ever seen? Or at least top 3, top 4?
It was good. It was good. I do. I do like I said,
you like the Christmas Eve Ahmed entrances too, huh? You can't.
I like Nassim. Yeah, Nassim's. You can't mess with those, man. He was too good.
But I just love that entrance. Like I was just, I don't know.
How great. I mean, think about how great was this fight though? You think about this, because we didn't want to see it at all. Even when this was coming, even when this was announced, we were just, even as it was coming in, we both said he's running over him. Yes. This ain't a fight. He's going to run right through him.
Yeah.
This is another Eddie Hearn special where he throws Kell Brook to the Wolves, or he throws that other dude to the Wolves. You throw him into the Wolves, and it's like, man, why are you doing this to this kid, man? He's still got. Let me tell you what, that was good. That was a great, great fight.
Oh,
man.
It was an excellent fight.
So let's talk about this. So should they do a rematch? I told you last night, I said, I'd love to see it run back. That's number one. I'd love to see it run back.
Mm-hmm.
But after thinking about it overnight, now you get a chance to settle down and everything like that, man, I think the weight difference is too much. The weight difference was too much for Chris Eubank. The weight difference was too much for Conor Benn. I would much rather see Conor Benn go down back to his normal weight, because as he's fighting last night, I'm thinking to myself, what does Boots Ennis look like in here? You know what I mean? What do those welterweights look like in there, man? That's a good. I mean, who doesn't want to see him and Boots in there, right? You don't want to see that? I want to see it.
Ask yourself this: if they do a rematch, and there's no rehydration clause, how different is that fight?
I don't know. And he still didn't come in on weight. That's the other thing. He still didn't come in on weight. He still missed the 160.
Yeah. And what if he says, you want to fight me in a rematch? It's got to be 163, 162.
Yeah.
Right? And here's another thing too, Eric. He fought his last 2 fights at 154 technically. Like the fight against Dobson he weighed 150, and the fight before that he weighed 153.
Yeah.
So he hasn't made 147 in over 3 years. So if he goes back to 160 again, that's another fight at the higher weight. It's going to, I would think, make it harder for him to get back down to 147. Can he make 147? I'm pretty sure he could, but is that a tough cut for him? Because he probably walks. I suspect he walks around at 170. So I don't think 147 is an easy cut for him.
Yeah, he could go, but look, he could still go 154, right?
I think he's more of a 154 right now.
154, that power. I mean, and that's where the studs are at 154, man.
Yeah, those are the bigger fights. And
Eubank needs to go up to 168. This was clearly a tough weight cut for him.
Of course.
And I tell you what, it showed in the fight. But the other thing is, Eubank is 35, and I told you this beforehand. Anytime you're over the age of 30 and you step through those ropes, the end could be right there. That could be
Yeah.
Age could sneak up on you at any minute,
That's when
man.
the body starts going in the other opposite direction.
Yeah.
And
65,000. That thing sold out. Sold out. 65,000 people in Tottenham Stadium.
Well,
Where the Spurs play. The
here's
Hot
another.
Spurs, excuse me.
Here's another question. I think another fight would be a good fight. And this sounds crazy. Billy Joe Saunders versus Chris Eubank Jr. at 168. That's a good rivalry.
Yeah, but Saunders is done. When
Yeah,
was the last time he fought?
Did you see him yesterday? He looked
No.
oh, you didn't see him? Then he tried to get into the dressing room and he wanted to watch the rapping.
Was that what it was?
He looked so fat. Did you see him?
Yeah.
He looked like a. And then he's trying to.
Why was he trying to get in the dressing room to watch a rap?
Because he wanted it. Because me and
was
Conor
he there with Conor or what?
Yeah, he was like, me and Conor have made some. Like, he wanted to go in there and be disruptive. This
for sure.
But here's another thing: like if you're Chris Eubank Jr., right? If you could get like a swan song fight against Canelo, because Canelo said he always wanted to go up to over to the UK and fight. That's if Canelo beats Crawford, which I think he'll beat Crawford, but I wouldn't mind seeing Crawford win that fight either. I'm a huge Crawford fan.
I'm telling you, Crawford's going to win that fight.
He could win, Eric.
Crawford's going to win that fight.
I don't think you're crazy. He could win, but I'm picking Canelo.
I think he's a better boxer. I think he's a better all-around boxer than Canelo. And I think when Canelo tries to lock him up and impose his strength, I'm telling you, Crawford, I believe, is stronger than Canelo. I really do. Okay. He's a wrestler. Okay. I'm telling you, man. You
could argue he knows how to leverage his weight pretty well.
Absolutely.
Which could add to, make him more strong.
Yeah, you're not going to push Crawford around in there. You're just not. Yeah. He's not going to let it happen. Yeah. Bruce Gass, boxing, jazz, and more. He says, why can't we get a rival like that in this country?
I know.
Listen, man, it's real simple. It's real simple. We don't have the popularity for it. It's just not that. It's not as popular here as it is over in England. And, there's something about the nationalism in England when it comes to their fighters.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody claims nationalism here, but it's not uncommon to see them boo an American fighter versus another guy. So,
and what's crazy?
You know what I mean?
When we've had rivalries where fighters would fight here like 3 or 4 times, and they would always be foreign fighters, but they would be fighting in America, but they still weren't, like Pacquiao and Marquez still weren't they're still not American fighters. Right? They fought 4 times.
That's it. Yeah. I mean, and that happens. It happens all the time.
Crazy.
I
guess Bo and Holyfield, they fought 3 times. That was a good little rival.
Let me ask you this. When was the last time a foreign guy went to England and got cheered over a British guy?
Oh, never.
Never, right? Never. That never happened, not in any history ever.
Never.
Bernard Hopkins got booed against Trinidad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He gets booed against anybody.
Yes.
Guarantee when what's his face comes over here, who's the Japanese guy? Who am I thinking of? Inoue.
Inoue, yeah.
When Inoue comes over here, right? When Inoue comes over here, look, he's going to get cheered. They're going to be cheering for him, not the other dude.
That's right.
Golovkin
had some fans here. Canelo definitely has fans. Obviously.
Golovkin was huge. He was the favorite over in New York against Danny Jacobs. Danny Jacobs in New York.
Yeah, he was born.
He got more of a pop than Danny Jacobs.
Yeah, Canelo too. They love Canelo.
Right. So like they cheer for Triple G over Jacobs. He wasn't the crowd favorite in there.
Yeah, that's true.
Big Texan, thank you, man. He says, "Hey, Beeb, you look great today." That's
right,
nice.
Let's move it along. That's very
here.
Nice. Got a lot of things to talk about here. Let's move this along.
Let's move it along. You don't want to talk about Big Texan? What's the matter with you?
I'm good.
What's wrong with you?
I'm good.
So, in all seriousness, what happens next? Because I'd like to see him go back down to 147, 154. Yeah. I think he's more effective there. I think this should be a one-off. Well, what do and Eubank Jr. should focus on Canelo because that's the big money fight. And he'll probably get a lot more money for fighting Canelo than he did here. And I'm sure he got paid pretty well here.
Yeah. The thing is this. Turki Al-Sheikh wants the rematch. He already reserved a stadium for September. Same stadium. He's reserving it for September.
Yeah.
So he wants that fight. But Eddie Hearn's saying he's questioning whether or not it's the right move because going up again and being in a grueling fight like that takes years off your career. And as I said, you haven't been at 147 for 3 years. Then you're going to add more time onto that. So the more time you spend at 160, it's going to take away from your time at 147.
And that weight cut, like I said, that weight cut was no cupcake. He missed weight. That's the other thing. He missed weight.
Yeah, and you're not going to get a rehydration clause in a rematch. You're not getting it.
Well, look, if that's the case, then let's weigh in the day of the fight.
Yeah.
Let's weigh in the day of the fight. That's the other thing. Conor came in at what, 156? 156,
yeah.
160 limit, son.
Yeah.
Why did you come in 4 pounds late?
I just don't think he could put more on it.
Dude,
some guys
then you're gonna have a problem.
Yeah, they don't want to force. They don't want to force feed themselves, Eric. Some guys they don't want to just. Yeah. Well, I guess to your point, that tells you right there he's not really 160 pounds.
Yeah,
he has no business
up there.
Yeah, he has no business up there. No business fighting there.
No, none, man. So yeah, I'm hoping that we don't see a rematch. I think we probably will, but hopefully Eddie Hearn got some sense.
Yeah, if I'm managing Conor Benn, I'm pulling him back down to 147. I'm going for Barrios.
Because look, he's got Barrios' dance card is taken. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But if he doesn't go back down and he takes another loss, because think about this. There was more people that had your scorecard than had mine. Right?
Yeah.
More people thought that Eubank won this fight than thought Benn won the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
True.
You see that. And so now what? You know what I mean? So now what? You take him up there, again, a guy that can't make 160 versus a guy who coming down to 160. It's a tough sell now, because while it was a great fight, while they went at it and they gave everything they had, it's, again, you guys are far apart in weight. It's not
too far apart.
Yeah. And if you go back up in weight, right? And you go to, you stay up there at 160 or whatever. If you're Conor Benn and you go up to 160, now you got to cut back to 154, 147. And your body going up and down, that's not good. We've seen it. We've seen it with Roy Jones. We've seen it a number of times, number of people.
We most certainly have.
Yeah. Philly Drew, thank you so much. He said Eubank needs to think about 160 title belts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 168 is probably, and I get
He's got to go up. He's got to go up.
I don't know that, again, he can't make 160. Listen, if you can't make 160 for this fight, the biggest fight of his life, this really was the biggest fight of both of these guys' careers, right? Up until this point, the biggest fight ever.
Yeah.
If you can't make 160 here with all this on you, then you need to go up and weigh. You're not going to make it.
And here's another thing, Eric. He is shredded. He was ripped to the bone.
Yeah. There was nowhere for him to go.
Nothing else was coming off.
No.
Now he missed the weight by like a half an ounce, right? Which was kind of crazy. But then he showed up to the weigh-in so late that they wouldn't give him enough time to try to make the weight. If he shaved off his beard, he probably would have made weight.
That was dumb. I tell you, that was a dumb move on his part. It really was.
Yes. He waited way too long.
They knew he wasn't going to make weight. They had to know.
They suspected strongly he was not.
They knew he wasn't going to make weight.
They knew it was going to be tough.
Yeah.
But if they gave him a little more time, but then the argument is you were late. So why should we give you more time after you were already late? Like
shouldn't give him any more time.
You were supposed to be there within a certain time frame,
right?
And you cut it close. So I understand.
Boxing says, was there any women going at it yesterday? No. Yeah, but not in the ring. All right.
There you go.
About that.
There you go.
All right, let's talk about the rest of it here, man. The co-main was it was Anthony Yard versus Lyndon Arthur, right? That was the co-main, because I had Liam Smith as the co-main. That wasn't the co-main, no.
No, it wasn't.
Anthony Yard versus Lyndon Arthur, 12 rounds. Anthony Yard wins by a lackluster unanimous decision, 115, 113, 116, 112 twice. This was not a great fight, man. We could have done without this one. And you would have thought there would have been a knockout. You know what I mean? I would have thought there would have been a knockout, or I was looking forward to them really going at it, and it just didn't happen, man.
Anthony Yard hasn't looked really that good since the Better Be fight.
Yeah, I wouldn't be crowing if I was Anthony about this. I wouldn't be crowing about this win. That's for sure. Yeah,
And Liam Smith got whitewashed, right? That was the Bill and Smith
yeah,
fight.
man, he got washed.
Yeah, he got
Liam
washed.
Smith versus Aaron McKenna, and I tell you what, I want to see that guy Aaron McKenna again. He looked good.
Yeah, he's sharp. He's sharp.
119, 108, 117, 109, and 118 to 108. Man, he just walked right through him, man.
Yeah.
And I think if Robbie has his say, he'll say Liam Smith needs something else to do. And I gotta be honest, I can't really blame him, man.
Yeah.
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 Lyndon Arthur had no ambition. Yeah, you say that again.
Tony.
I said there was women going out of what platform, Eric? Man, we need to. I tell you what, we need to get paid from Brazzers. You know what I'm saying?
Brazzers, we do a lot of endorsements.
We do a lot of endorsement for Brazzers.
Yeah. We've helped Robbie get hooked up to that site, man.
Oh, Robbie loves it. Robbie loves it. When I call him, he used to always pick up. Now, sometimes it goes to voicemail. A lot of times it goes to voicemail now. Depending on what time you call him, you know what's up.
That's right. We know what he's doing. We know what he's doing.
You know what he's doing. Chris Billum Smith versus Brandon Glanton. Billum Smith, unanimous decision, 116-113 twice and 116-112. Vidal Riley versus Siobhan Clark, 10 rounds, cruiserweights. Another unanimous decision, 116. Vidal Riley, 116-112, 117-111, and 115-113.
Yeah, that was a very uneventful fight as well.
It was, man. But I tell you, what's funny, man, is it was a good card. It was
on paper. It was a good card. Yes,
on paper it was a good card. I mean, when the fight got down to it, it wasn't. A lot of the fights weren't great. You know what I mean?
But all the fights lived up to it.
But it was good. It was good, man. It was good on paper, and like I said, sometimes the fights don't live up to it. Sometimes they do. The main event, if you paid for this, and was this on DAZN pay-per-view?
Yeah, it was only $25 though. I know
this was on pay-per-view.
It was.
In the U.S.
Yes.
Stop it.
I'm just being honest.
Get out of here. That's horrible.
Robbie bought it.
That's even worse. That's even worse. How could you buy this? I mean, seriously, this is not a pay-per-view thing. $25, and you think you're giving us a bargain at $25? $25, and you think that's a bargain?
It should not have been. It should not have been a pay-per-view for people in America.
No, 100% no. It was free on IPTV. Santero Media says Robbie's forearms are huge since Ringside Reporter gave him the link. One arm's bigger than the other. Yeah, again, Philly Drew hits it on the head. You're already paying a monthly fee. A monthly fee. You're already paying this.
That's right.
And then you got to pay. And it's like, what, $30 a month, $25-$30 a month now, right?
Yeah.
On that stupid DAZN platform. It's $25-$30 a month. And then you got to pay extra.
It's
and you're
insane.
not getting all the sports on DAZN because DAZN's like ESPN over there, man. Overseas, they got everything.
They got everything.
Here, you ain't getting nothing. What are you getting?
True.
Some random soccer games? Maybe?
Getting darts.
Maybe. Darts?
Cricket.
Darts is big over there, and I think cricket is too, man.
Yeah, darts is big.
But I don't know. I'm not very good at darts, though. All right, let me bring Robert on here.
Look at the UK people are getting the Canelo fight for free, while the American people have to pay for it.
Let me tell you what, everybody should get that Canelo fight for free. Everybody.
You see how they fleece the American public?
They do.
They fleece the American public.
Yeah, they absolutely do. Because we'll buy anything. We're stupid. Because they put it in front of us.
We're a consumer nation.
Well, let's buy it. Let's buy it. Oh, yeah, let's buy it. No, and you know what? Nobody's got any willpower to boycott. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Nobody's got any willpower. Me and you, we stay away from it.
Stay away from it, man.
We stay away from it.
We're strong, man.
That's right. Robert.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Yeah, Bobby. How you doing?
I'm all right.
What'd you think of the fight?
I'm okay. Hey, you know what? I didn't think we were going to get a good fight. I thought Eubank was going to roll right through him and it was going to be an early knockout. Well, I'm glad it's wrong. It turned out to be a much better fight than I thought it was. But now I told Joe yesterday I wouldn't mind a rematch, but thinking about it, no, I don't want to see one because like you said, Eric, the weight's too much. Conor Benn fought at 154 twice, and he didn't even actually make 154, like Joe said. And he looked terrible both times. I don't know what weight class you can put him in where he actually looks like he belongs, because he did not look good in those two 154 fights. And, you know, it was obvious that Eubank was too big for him yesterday. He did the best he could, but the idea of being in boxing is fighting in a weight class where you can be competitive. I don't know where Conor Benn goes, but he does not belong at 160, and I'm not sure he belongs at 154. I don't know what he does.
154, man. I think Conor Benn, I think he goes to 154 or 147. If he can make 147.
Well, like I said, Eric, in the two fights he had at 154, he did not look good. He won them, but he didn't look good.
Boxing, thank you so much. Boxing wants to know, Robert, what is your favorite platform?
For boxing, it's the Zone.
The Zone? All right. What about for other things?
I don't.
You can tell us if you watch Brazzers. You watch Brazzers?
No, nope.
Look, you don't look at magazines. It's not just magazines. Yeah, he was nervous. Yeah, that's why he hit that button.
His fingers are sticking to the keys.
Knock it off.
Did I ever wear that on the show?
Do what?
I was asking, did I ever wear that on the show before?
I don't know.
I don't think I have one of those.
Well, if you don't think you have one, wouldn't you know if you wore this on the show?
I may have.
Headscarf?
Oh, no, that's Photoshop. That's Photoshop. Okay. I may get one of those.
Boy, nothing gets by you. I looked at them before. What do they call Kofis or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, you can get them on Amazon. They're not that expensive either.
Huh?
They're not that expensive.
I know. I think I would look good in one. I think we both look good in one. Man.
Absolutely. I'm going to do one next time we do a Turkey Al Sheik recap. I'm going to wear one.
That's next week.
Well, remember,
next week.
Remember, Joe, we have two Turkey Al Sheik cards coming up. One on Friday, one on Saturday.
We haven't
and
got
don't
the schedule
forget
yet.
the monster fight. And the monster fight on Sunday.
What monster fight on Sunday?
Inoue.
Inoue fights
Why
on
is he
Sunday.
fighting on Sunday?
I don't know.
I think it's in Japan, right, Robbie?
No, it's going to be in Las Vegas, Joe.
And they're doing it on a Sunday in Las Vegas?
Yes, they're doing it on a Sunday in Las Vegas.
Wow. Okay, I forgot about that, Robbie. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, May 2nd in New York, May 3rd in Saudi Arabia, May 4th in Las Vegas.
Okay. Were you happy about that bundle you got for the pay-per-views?
Oh yeah. Look, I cannot criticize the Zone. I mean, they did an outstanding job. They put those two pay-per-views together.
What pay-per-views? What pay-per-views are you talking about right now that they put together? Which ones?
The New York and Saudi. The New York and Saudi
one. The one where those three clowns are fighting three showcase fights.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's a pay-per-view. You're paying $45 for that.
That card on Friday has zero business being on pay-per-view.
And then you're going to plug down another 45. Then you're going to plug down another 45 on Canelo. Fighting William Skull. Have you even seen that guy fight? Stop it.
Look, guys, I don't like the fact that any of these fights are on pay-per-view. But if you want to watch them, you got to pay.
I ain't paying for them.
I don't sense a disdain in your voice that you had to pay $89.
It ain't there.
Luis
Hernandez says, does Eric watch boxing?
I don't see any
I happen to catch fights every now and then.
Any aggravation, any remorse in your voice that you had to pluck down that $89.
No, I'm not disappointed. I thought they did a good job of doing
Omar
that.
Rodriguez, you are my spirit animal.
Let me ask you this, Robbie. Will you have enough money on Friday to go to Applebee's with Mrs. Herrick? Or will you have to forego that?
No, we're gonna go.
Will you have to forego it?
We do. We do Olive Garden now. We don't do Applebee's.
Will you be able to do that?
Why don't you do Applebee's anymore?
What happened to Applebee's? Tell them what happened to Applebee's, Robbie.
Mom was very unhappy with the service, and they added a tip to the bill, and she normally leaves the tip on the table.
They overstepped.
Oh,
They overstepped and added.
So they added the gratuity to the actual bill.
Exactly.
Was it going to be more than what she laid down?
Yeah, because they want like 15 or 20%, so that's what they add to the bill.
That's typically
And
the average gratuity, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dee, what do you tip?
And I don't know.
At least 20%.
And I don't know what.
At least.
Sometimes
Sometimes
20%, right?
Sometimes more.
Right.
If I get a good meal,
Lisa always tips corrects me. So no matter what I put down, she's putting down 20 or 30%. I don't know.
yeah,
That's
I'm
her.
an excellent tipper, man.
That's what I heard about you. Philly Drew, thank you so much. He said Robbie's favorite platform is Pornhub. All right.
What do you like better, Robbie? Do you like Robbie? What do you like better? What do you like better, Robbie? Brazzers or Pornhub?
Neither one.
Okay, it's not what I heard.
Neither one.
I like Brazzers. They seem to have a little better quality on there than Pornhub does. That's just me, though.
Eric,
I like the Coen brothers directing my kind of porn.
Eric, every Sunday, you must like sleeping on the couch.
I almost slept on the couch last night, man. I don't know, man. It's not working for me here.
I mean, the way you talk about women on Sundays, you're lucky the Lisa doesn't throw you out.
Right now, okay.
Come on, we're all
now,
bros
what
here.
are you
You're supposed
now?
to be on my side, not hers. You know what I mean? What's the matter with you?
What are you gonna have your impose your moral superiority over us now?
That's right. Blue Tang hit it right on the head. I like meaningful movies that they show on Brazzers. I watch it for the plot, son.
Robbie, did you go to church this morning? Robbie, let me ask you a question. Did you go to church this morning?
He went to 6 a.m. mass.
Did you go to mass this morning? Yes or no? Did you go to mass?
No.
And you are preaching to us about morals? Did Mrs. Herrick go to mass this morning?
No, we did not. We slept in like good people do.
Like good people do.
You call yourself a good Christian if you don't go to mass this morning?
Number one, we're not Catholic, Joe, so we don't go to mass.
All right. Are you Protestant?
Baptist.
All right, you're Baptist.
Southern Baptist.
I'm sure they have Baptist churches there, don't they?
They got Baptist churches everywhere.
Of course they do. We got a ton of them around here.
So when you say you're a Baptist, right?
Right?
Aren't Baptist Christians? They believe in Jesus, don't they?
Absolutely.
So why would you not call yourself a Christian if you're a Baptist? It's the same thing.
This is a boxing show, guys. Come on.
So, hey, Robert, so
you don't direct traffic, as I've said several weeks.
So
you go with the flow.
Do you just watch the same video over and over, or do you mix it up? Do you watch different videos and stuff?
Give me a break, Eric.
All right, Robert, we're gonna put you on hold, man. We'll bring you back.
Out of here, man.
All right.
Or maybe we won't. I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see.
Get lost.
Oh, stop it. What's the matter with you?
Didn't even go to church this morning. You guys no quarter here.
Cold-blooded. I went to 6 a.m. mass.
Did you go?
To 6 a.m. mass, yeah. Every Sunday.
Good for you.
Every Sunday, baby. 6 a.m.
He says, I'm not a Christian, I'm a Baptist.
The same thing. It's the same thing. Did he say he wasn't a Catholic? I thought he said he wasn't a Catholic.
Oh. Did I call him? I said Christian. I didn't say Catholic.
Hey, how them Celtics doing? Huh?
They're in great shape.
The Cavs are 3-0 right now. They're going to sweep them.
Oh,
and you guys having trouble? Who do you guys having trouble with? Huh? The Magic? The Orlando Magic? Stop it. Yeah, tell your brother to rip his ticket up, all right? How about that? It's
the Celtics are winning the series 2-1. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Cleveland.
Yeah.
Cleveland's
3-0. Cleveland's mowing everybody down. Son.
Wow. Wait till they get to the next round.
Hey,
wait till they hook up with the Celtics.
Cleveland, son.
They're gonna get destroyed.
Ohio, son. Know that.
They are not beating the Celtics.
I don't even know the Celtics gonna make it up there. That's where we are.
2-1. It's over.
That's where we are, son. We ain't even thinking about that because it ain't even a challenge. May 2nd, Friday, New York City on DAZN pay-per-view. Ryan Garcia versus Raleigh Romero, 12 rounds welterweights. Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez, 12 rounds welterweights. And Teofimo Lopez versus Arnold Barboza Jr., 12 rounds for Lopez's WBO junior welterweight title. Beam, I like this card. It's a good card. It's not worth $45. Don't, it's not. What is it, $90?
$45 for each pay-per-view. So it's
That's
$90
just
for
sad.
$90 for the bundle.
No way.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Quit drinking that haterade, man. Cleveland's home for amateur American boxing. There it is. Papa Chubby knows. He knows, son. Cleveland, Ohio, the whole Midwest, really. Detroit's got a lot of good amateurs coming out of there.
Yeah, you guys do have good amateurs out of there.
Our amateur program, the amateur program in Cincinnati is really good.
It's good.
It's tops, But like the pro game, when them guys go pro, I don't know where the disconnect is.
Yeah.
They try to be, I think they just try to be too defensive in the pros. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is.
Transition.
Because a lot of them keep those same coaches too. They don't hire a pro, they keep the same dude and go in. And I think that's where maybe that could be where things happen. But again, that's the other thing too, is it's a different game. It's a different animal. You know what I mean? So yeah. $45 for that pay-per-view. No, that is not worth the $45. It's just not. Listen, they're all good fights. They're good, good fights, but not worth $45.
Not pay-per-view quality.
No, absolutely not. May 3rd, Cinco de Mayo weekend in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. On Cinco de Mayo weekend, he went to Saudi Arabia. Canelo Alvarez versus William Skull, 12 rounds for Alvarez's WBC, WBO, and WBA super middleweight titles, and Skull's IBF super middleweight title. Mm-hmm. So unification fight, all the marbles.
Undisputed again.
And I'm sure the ring title will be in there somewhere too.
That's right.
Jaime Munguia versus Bruno Ceres, 10 rounds, super middleweights. That's a good fight. That is a solid fight.
Is that on that card?
That's on the card. That's on the Canelo card. That's a solid fight. Another solid fight. Martin Bakole versus F.A. Ajagba, 10 rounds heavyweights.
That's a real good one. That's a real good one.
Badu Jack.
He's coming back.
Yeah, I don't know why, though. Versus Ryan Rozicki. It just says to be determined. They're cruiserweights. They're going to fight. I wonder if that was a late edition. I don't know.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he was going to retire or not, but
we love Badu Jack here. He's a friend of the show. He's an awesome guy. One of the best guys you'll ever meet, man. He really is.
He's a good guy.
Awesome guy. Is the pay-per-view worth it, Beeb? How much is that pay-per-view? Like if you don't bundle them, how much is that Canelo pay-per-view?
I think there's 60 each if you don't bundle them.
What?
It's outrageous.
That's insane. No, guys, don't find another way to watch it, man.
Yeah.
Don't pay for it.
Forget about it.
No, that's not even paper. It's a good card. But all those undercard fights, and they're all good undercard fights. Don't get me wrong. Those two, the co-main and the other one, Martin Bakole, those are really good fights. But man, come on, man.
Yeah.
Not 60.
I hear you, Eric.
For William Skull, right? For William Skull, that's what we're doing now. William Skull. That's where we're at, I guess. All right. May 4th. May the 4th be with you. See what I did there? Las Vegas, ESPN Plus, ESPN, Naoya Inoue versus Ramon Cardenas. 12 rounds for Inoue's undisputed junior featherweight championship. Rafael Espinoza versus Edward Vasquez, 12 rounds for Espinoza's WBO featherweight title. This is in Las Vegas, man. So why are they fighting on May 4th?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's in Las Vegas. Like that's Sunday. What time is it? What time? Let me see if Robert knows. Hey, Robert, real quick. Hey, what time is that Inoue fight? It's in Las Vegas. What time is that Inoue fight?
I have no idea, but I was thinking we're going to have to do the show early on Sunday. Because,
I'm not doing anything early. I'm not doing nothing early. All right, let me put you back on hold.
Get him out of here.
Asking for one thing. I ask him for one thing. He does our research. What?
Yeah, he always wants to correct us and stuff, but now when we actually go to him when we want to ask him a question, not when he forces his questions. Like we don't call upon him, he volunteers the information. But when we call upon him, he's not ready.
Yeah, he ain't ready.
What is that?
What's he doing?
What good is that?
What are you doing? You got to be ready, man. I mean, you got to be
ready to go.
What are you doing over here?
Got to be on call here.
Listen, I think the Inoue fight is really. I'm looking forward to see him and seeing how he does here in America.
Yeah,
it's always different, and I know he's been here before, but it's always an event. It really is. It's always an event. Las Vegas. I mean, he's the one saving Independence Day, not Independence Day, but Cinco de Mayo. You know what I mean? Cinco de Mayo is not even that big of a holiday in Mexico, they were saying. They say it's a bigger holiday in America than it is in Mexico.
Yeah, the independent, I guess the big one over there is the actual Independence Day.
16th, baby. September 16th. Our Independence Day. Our Independence Day, Beeb.
That's right.
We don't lay down for nobody. You remember that.
Arriba la raza.
La raza. Orale. All right. So in short, May 2nd, don't buy the pay-per-view. May 3rd, don't buy the pay-per-view. They're all going to be good fights. I'm taking Canelo. I think Munguia wins this fight. You think he beats Saras?
Yes.
Man, that's a good fight, right?
I think he stops Saras.
I'm taking Martin Bacoli. I think he bounces back after getting floored.
He should win.
He should win against Ajagba, right? And I don't care. I'm rolling with friend of the show, Badu Jack. All right, that's what I'm rolling with.
Me too.
Garcia is going to win. Ryan Garcia is going to win. Devin Haney's going to win, and Teofimo's going to win. Those are good fights, though.
My friend thinks Rolly Romero is going to knock out Ryan Garcia. I told him he was crazy.
Yeah, no.
I told him he was crazy.
No, but I will tell you this, man. I will tell you, Romero's got power.
He does.
Romero can catch him, and Romero's quick, and he can't catch him. But if Ryan's in, this hasn't been like crazy Ryan either.
Yeah,
so if he's focused and doing his thing, he may lose this fight. When Ryan is best when he's acting a fool.
He's a chaos merchant.
He's loaded up and he's over there. He's going. He's not training. He's out there drinking. He's out there at cockfights and everything like that. He's the man. I'm betting on that dude. When he's on the straight and narrow training, I don't want nothing to do with him. You know what I mean?
That's hilarious.
That's how it goes, man. That's how we do it around here.
That's funny.
All right, let's see what we got here. Let's go to the news, Beeb. I can't even believe that I'm this is a news story. I can't believe it. I don't want to believe it. Manny Pacquiao is up for Senate re-election in the Philippines on May 12th. And he's going to go to the International Boxing Hall of Fame in June. He's also wanting to fight Mario Barrios in July.
Yeah, do you think that they've been talking about this for a while? Do you think it's actually going to happen?
I hope not.
Should he even get a? Should he?
No.
I hate to be harsh, but should he even get a boxing license at this point?
No.
You know what I mean?
You saw that dude mauling that kickboxer.
They need to go back and look at that.
Japanese dude. Remember that Japanese dude?
Yeah, it was an exhibition.
Mauling him, son.
He was getting pieced up.
He was getting crushed in there. And that fight wasn't even close. And you know what? I don't care if he didn't train for it. I could care less.
Yeah.
You went in there and just got pieced up, son. No. Under a Microscope said that'll be a pay-per-view as well. And I better hear you complain. When have you not heard me complain about a pay-per-view?
Eric has hated pay-per-view since its existence.
The whole thing.
He's never been a pay-per-view guy.
Since I saw my first pay-per-view of Larry Holmes and Muhammad Ali, I never liked the concept. Never liked it. Never liked the concept. He said, and Sean Gibbons, his publicist or his advisor, said that it's a possibility. He said, man, he's a modern-day George Foreman, Archie Moore, Bernard Hopkins.
How old is Manny Pacquiao now?
I don't know.
Let's take a look. Is he 48 now?
Let me see. I don't know.
46.
46. That's old.
Mayweather's 48.
That's old.
Mayweather's almost 50. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, right?
Wow.
Gibbons said, he's taking care of himself. He lives a clean life and would be up for this. The Hall of Fame comes if you're out of the ring for 3 years. It doesn't mean you can't fight again. He's right. He's technically right.
Yeah.
But come on, man. No.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. And Mario Barrios, and we've critiqued him too. He has a tendency to like freeze on the big stage. Like he looks great in training. He looks great in fights. But when he's in a big fight, you think
he'll be starstruck in this one?
No.
Okay.
No way. No, Mario.
So you think he'll rise to the occasion? In this
Barrios demolishes Pacquiao right now.
Yeah.
As would any amateur in his weight class would demolish Pacquiao right now.
Well, let me ask you another question. Who would you pick, Benn versus Barrios? Who do you think wins that one?
Benn. From what I saw last night, Benn, no questions.
Okay. I think a lot of people. Easy. I think Benn proved swayed a lot of people that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ben for sure, easy. Yeah, I think Ben beats Barrios. But Barrios, like I said, I think Barrios runs over Pacquiao. I don't even think that fight's close, man.
Yeah.
I don't think that fight's close at all. And really, I mean, what do you need to see, man? Sugar Ray Leonard came back against Terry Norris? And got pieced up, and then came back against Hector Camacho later on.
Sad.
And got smashed by Hector Camacho.
Very sad.
We always see this. Like
we do.
The old guy comes back. Listen, you don't have it anymore. You don't have that speed anymore.
You got to let go.
Listen, man, you may look great in the gym but against world-class fighters? No way, right. Man. Don't do it. Don't do it. Unless you need the money, man, I wouldn't. And even then, man, don't do it, man. Don't do it. The IBF has ordered Daniel Dubois to face mandatory challenger Derek Chisora. Beeb, I want you to explain to me how on earth Derek Chisora is considered a mandatory. How? Well, why don't you explain this to me? Do you think he deserves to be a mandatory of like anything?
No. And
they've also said, now the IBS has also said that if Dubois pursues,
well, he's going to fight Usyk. He's going to fight.
Which we think he will.
It's already been announced. He's going to fight him on the 19th.
Okay, perfect. And then he'll get to keep his belt and then go fight Usyk. But let me tell you what, the fact that Derek Chisora was ranked number 1, that's what you got?
Think about this. If Usyk wins and beats Dubois, which many people think he'll do, it's not a given, but he'll be favored. Chisora would fight Usyk in a rematch if Usyk decides to hold on to the title.
Yeah.
Would you want to see that again at this stage?
Usyk and Dubois?
No, Usyk and Chisora. If Usyk beats Dubois,
no.
I don't think I'd want to see that.
He's going to he's not fighting him.
He would probably vacate it again. Or here's the thing too.
I think he's done. I think
probably retire this is his last fight.
Left.
Yeah, this is his last fight.
Nothing left.
Yeah, you're right, Eric. This will be his last fight.
Yeah.
And then imagine Chisora fighting somebody for the vacant IBF title. Could Chisora pick up a vacant IBF title? Could he?
Who's he going to fight? Charles Martin? Who's he going to fight? You know what I mean? Who are they going to put in there? Him and Dillian White again? Stop.
He beat Joe Joyce, Derek Chisora, right? So, I don't know.
HLD says Thurman beat the crap out of Barrios after a long layoff. Can Pacquiao do the same? Nope. No, he just can't. Again, if you're even thinking about this, go back and watch that kickboxer, that 3-round exhibition they had. Pacquiao looked like dog water in that fight. I mean, he just got smashed. That's right. They ain't letting you forget either, Beeb. Hey, Beeb, you seeing it, right? They ain't letting you forget it.
Never happened.
Called Dubois a quitter, and now what? And now he's fighting for undisputed. I bet you feel like a complete moron now.
Never.
Look at you. Look at you.
Been a Dubois fan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now he's a Dubois fan.
Always.
Yeah. Now he's all over Dubois.
A ride or die for Dubois, man.
Yeah, sure you are. Now you are. But back then, you was making fun of him, calling him a quitter. Call him a quitter. You suck.
Did you lose a pie bet on that one?
No, of course I didn't lose a pie bet on that one. I think I might have. I think that's why I was so mad.
No, I thought for sure Dubois was going to win that fight. He was winning the fight.
He was winning the fight, and he just quit, right? His eye. He just quit. That's what you said.
Don't say that.
That's what you said? You said he quit, right? You said he quit because of his eye. That was messed up.
Look what you did. You turned the chat against me. You person, you.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember you mocking him too.
Never.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Never. I would never say that about
Yeah,
you.
you
Wow.
did. Yeah, you did. I've seen you with my eyes. I
All
see
right,
you.
friends. We FaceTime
All
each other.
All right. So there's this trend going down on social media, right? On like TikTok and all this other stuff. There's this trend.
Okay.
And I want to pose this question out to everybody in the chat, you and everybody else in the chat.
Hit me with it.
One silverback gorilla versus 100 guys. Who wins?
I'm going with the gorilla.
You're an airhead. 100 guys at the same time, locked in a room, at the same time on a silverback gorilla.
What if there are 100 Robbies?
All right, you got a point. But let's just say they're average people. Let's bring Robbie. Hold on. Robert, 100 guys versus one silverback gorilla. Who wins?
I got to go
He's
with the
watching
gorilla,
Braz,
man.
his son. You see how long he took? He was putting it away like, I got to get back online. Who do you got?
Give me a break.
Tell me he was
Tell
putting
him,
it back
Robbie.
in.
Who's going to win? Who would win, Robbie?
The gorilla, hands down, man.
Over 100 guys. If we're locked in a room and we just bum rush this gorilla.
Yes.
Give me a break.
Gorilla's got teeth, Eric. The gorilla can bite.
He can't bite 100 guys at the same time. That's the point.
Eric, he would just be tossing guys. And here's another thing.
Exactly.
Stop it. I think I could knock out a gorilla. I'm gonna tell you right now. I think I got the right hand to knock out a gorilla right now.
Ask you this.
I hit him right dead on the chin. He ain't going no. He's done, man.
Let me flip the script on you.
On you.
If you were asked to join 99 other guys to fight a gorilla, would you do it?
I'd smash that gorilla.
Would you do it?
How much am I getting paid? Am I getting paid? Let's put some money on the line here. How much am I getting paid? 50 bucks. Give me 50 bucks. 50 bucks, I'll do it. It's down. I'm smashing that gorilla. You know what I mean?
Would you do it for 10 grand?
Yeah, I'd do it for 10 grand.
There's no way.
I get it in for 10 grand. Yeah, for sure. Because there ain't no way we're losing. You got 100 guys.
You would sit in the back, watch the other 99 get mauled.
I wait for that gorilla to tire out. You remember, what was that movie, Life of Brian? You remember that? When they put him in the lion's ring?
Yeah,
This big gladiator, and he just ran around to the other guy had a heart attack.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That would have been me.
Yeah, I'm going. Why? What did people say in the comments with the TikTok? What did most people say?
Most of the people were saying like gorilla or something like that. Omar Rodriguez got it right. Are the guys attacking like in the Bruce Lee movie or one at a time? Like a Bruce Lee movie. They're coming at you, son. All sides. All he's got to do is get one. Stop it, man. No.
So you're taking the 100 guys.
Come here. Who do you got? You got the gorilla or you got the 100 guys? I'm asking Lisa now.
She's the smart one in the family.
Get out of here. She says the gorilla.
Of course.
Steve,
Let me tell you what. I could take on a gorilla right now, son.
you have lost your mind, brother. You have lost your mind.
Tony's asking me, Eric, do you reckon you could put a chimpanzee in a chokehold? They're pretty flexible. I don't know, man. Yeah, I could definitely do that. Yeah, for sure I could do that.
Beeb, can you take on 100 guys?
One Chuck Norris versus 100 silverback.
That's right.
That's the question. That's the question right there. Chuck Norris versus 100 silverbacks. My daughter Elena just texted me and says, no, you couldn't beat a gorilla. I could. What's the matter with you guys? 100? You know how many 100 guys is?
Is Antonio home? Ask Antonio.
Hey, where's Antonio? Hey, Lise, bring Antonio in here. Antonio, if you're listening, come on down. I know you're listening. For sure. Who do you guys got? Who do you guys got? You think 100 guys couldn't beat one silverback?
No.
One gorilla?
No.
100 guys can take down an elephant. We took down dinosaurs back in the day on Jurassic Park. Eric can't even beat a pay-per-view bill.
Silverback gorillas are incredibly strong, exceeding the strength of multiple adult humans combined. They can lift and throw objects weighing 1,800 pounds.
Don't matter, son.
1,800
He's only got 2 hands, baby.
Pounds.
He's got 2 arms, and that's it. That's it.
Let's Google it. Can 100 men?
You can go, let's ask AI.
Oh, it
Let's
comes
go to
right
Chat
up.
GPT. Let's go to Chat GPT. We're gonna figure this out now.
Uh-oh.
We're going to AI.
While a gorilla is
Can
incredibly
100
strong,
men beat one silverback gorilla? Give it to me. Oh man, AI doesn't know what it's talking about either, man. There's somebody plugging stuff in. It says AI has just come back and said in almost all realistic scenarios, no. 100 unarmed men could not beat a silverback gorilla without suffering extreme casualties, and they might not win at all. Nah, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. What's that Chinese AI? What's that one that they just came out with? I'm gonna go there. Look at that one. DeepSeek. I'm gonna go to DeepSeek and find out. All right, that's what I'm doing. Aaron Daly said. Aaron Daly, see, he's in the game too. Aaron Daly said, "I'd fancy my chances against a gorilla." See, me and Aaron Daly, we got confidence, baby. Big Texas. Omar Rodriguez says, Big Texas salivating with all this conversation about 100 guys.
that's hilarious.
Oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Listen, man, I don't care. I still think 100 guys can beat a gorilla. One gorilla. We're talking about one. We're talking about one gorilla here, man. I don't know. All right, guys, listen, that'll do it for this edition of Ringside Reporter. As always, you can catch Joe Habib on X at jhabib1. Find our YouTube channel at ringsidereporter.com. And you can find me on X at ringside73. And guys, we will see you next week.